Hey everybody, welcome back. So in my last video, I got my RC Project Bear chassis running and working. And I had not charged the batteries. I had just taken them out of the box they arrived in and used them, and it was nearly dead. Or I killed it off by all the playing with it sitting here on the bench I did. And so I didn't get a very good run in. So I did charge the battery and take it out and do another run to see if it was any faster, more capable. I'll put that here. So now that I have the battery fully charged, let's see if it's any faster than it was before. Got steering. Nope, it's about the same. There's those two rocks I got it high centered on before. Let's see if we can go over them. Still about the same speed. So what I guess I'm going to have to do, whoops. Sorry, I don't have the whole keeping the camera on the vehicle part covered very well. And again, let me apologize for all the noise in the room. Ice maker, 2 fans, air conditioner, all part of life in the desert. So where am I at right now? I'm pretty happy with the way that runs. I think it could be tuned to be a little bit better, but right now it's enough for me to continue the project, and the project is the body. And as you can see here, this was the original body that I had, that I printed to put on the other RC car. The little, what is that model, C30, WPL C34, and I never really got it to fit good. I finally gave up on that. But as you can see, if I move this, it just wasn't big enough, and you can kind of sort of see the difference in sizes between the one that I had before and this new one. So what I did, and this is 2 parts. If you haven't watched any of the previous videos, and I'll put a link above to my previous videos and all the other stuff, the playlists. This is a 2-part, and I have just right here is at the hood is where it's hood and front fenders, and I've just put tabs in it so it fits up easy and I can glue it. And what I did over this one was I scaled this up. I thought I needed to go about 8%, and about 8 was all I can go on my Flashforge A5M before I'm going to have to print it like this. And I did that once way back, and they didn't really turn out very well. But you can see it's taller, it's longer, and it's wider, and it fits on the body much better. But the problem is I scaled it all up uniformly, and the hood was too long. And you can, I don't know if the camera will show it here, but you can see the difference right there in the length of the hood. It's about 10 millimeters that I wound up shortening it and putting the shorter one on. I do have the shorter one on there now, don't I? Yes, I do. You can see the difference. I hope you can see the difference in length. And what that did is that put the wheel, the front wheel, in the center of the wheel well the way I liked it. And it really wasn't that far off, but it seemed noticeable to me. This body is going to be the one that gets put on it unless something else happens that I can't really account for at the moment. But I'm going to set that there. It's not going to set on really where it's exactly where it's supposed to be, but you can kind of tell that's the body that I want. Let me get that over the wheel well just right. So that's, and I'm very happy with that. The proportions are very close to what it should be. And remember, I got a real one to go look at. So I've been going back and forth a bunch between the real one and this one in here, trying to make sure I have the proportions the way I like them, and I like it. It's also a very sturdy body, being, pretty thick. We're probably 5-6 millimeters thick in most places, so it's pretty heavy duty. So it's been a couple of days since the last video, and as you can see, I've gotten quite a little bit done to it. The full floor is in and glued down, seats are in and glued down, center console, steering wheel, and don't know how much you can see it from this angle, but I really, really like the fit. I have just enough of the frame overhanging in the rear. Let me move this a little bit Sorry for all the noise it makes when I move the camera. I have just enough overhang in the rear to put a bumper cover, maybe a little too much, but there's a little bit of movement. But I really like the way it fits. I would like to put some shifters in the interior, but I couldn't find anything on Thingiverse or any place like that, even looking through Yagi to try and find it. I couldn't find anything, and I didn't feel like trying to make something. It was bad enough that I had to go back into Windows and Fusion to get the floor pan fixed correctly, but I did, and I got enough overhanging in the front to print a piece that projects a little bit and has a spot to mount a fake little winch or a real winch. The front suspension doesn't look right, but you know what? I'm just going to have to learn to live with that because I'm not going to get one that is right. So after continuing to look inside the interior, I decided it was really annoying me that I didn't have shift levers. I looked on Thingiverse and I looked in other places, and I really couldn't find anything that made me happy. So I decided to come to FreeCAD and make my own, and it gives me a chance to learn FreeCAD. I'm still not very good at it, and I got done with the shifters and I thought that was good. Then I thought, well, you know what, let's do the bumper covers while I'm here. So I made a front bumper, and then I had, this fits inside the frame rail, then I had the brilliant idea, if I'm making these bumper covers and I'm going to attach them to the frame, why not use them to also mount the body? So I put these tabs on here to mount to the body, and I thought, well, maybe I can, put threaded inserts into the body as well. So front bumper was really simple, really not much to it, pretty easy to do. The rear bumper got a little bit more complex because I thought, well, if I'm going to make the rear bumper and I'm going to attach it to it, I want a spare tire, so why not build a swing out spare tire carrier like I made for the real Jeep? So I put a post here, and this is like the 6th or 7th version of this bumper that I've made, because sometimes you just don't know something's in the wrong spot until you print it and try it. So the actual bumper itself was pretty simple. It's got these extra pockets here because just this part of it, just the frame part, wasn't wide enough. So I put the stud up there, the rod up. All right, there's no good way to say that, is there? I put this post, there you go. I put this post here to slide the swing out spare tire carrier on, pretty much like I made for my real Jeep. And this tab over here is going to stop it and keep it from swinging open. And then these two, of course, are going to mount it to the body. And then I needed the tire carrier itself. So this is the tire carrier I made. God, I've still not quite got the whole rotation figured out of this yet. Anyway, this is going to slide over that post. The tire is going to slide on there. And this post back here, it's going to go through that hole, and I'll probably just put an O-ring on the other side of it or something like that to hold it on. And this is probably the 5th or 6th version of this as well. So this was easier to do. The only thing that really gave me any grief here is I originally designed it so that this was round. And I could not for the life of me to get that to extrude, to pad, as they say in FreeCAD. I tried everything I could think of, and it would not pad correctly. Or I'd get, a wire not closed. And finally, after an hour trying to solve that, I gave up and I made it square, and I just filleted it. Not like you can really tell or anything. So there are the pieces I made. I also got a winch and an actual wheel and tire off of Thingiverse. I'm not really that happy with them, but they'll do for right now. So let's go take a look at them. So here are the parts I printed. Here's the front bumper. It's really very simple. It slides over the frame in the front. Here is the back bumper. It's also going to slide over. And I'm just going to glue these onto the frame. At least right now, I can't think of any reason why I shouldn't. And then the spare tire carrier it slides on there like that, and then it shuts. Whoops, can't see it here very well because I'm looking at the camera screen and I got the wrong glasses on. That pin goes through that hole, and then it mounts up like that. And like I say, I think I'll just put an O-ring back on this stud back here. That will keep me from having to do anything fancier back there. Sorry, I'm switching to the right pair of glasses here. I'm at a fine distance for the actual part, but the phone screen is too close for those glasses. So that's that. And the only reason I'm making it swing out, I could make it solid, then I'd have to put 2 holes in it so I could get to the screws to go in there. And then this is the awful, horrific tire I got off Thingiverse, and it did not print well, and I could not, of course I could only get a mesh for it, which meant that it's hard to operate on, but it'll work for now. I may actually buy another set of these wheels, or one if I can find just one, but let's stick them on and see if they work. Oh, also, I went ahead and I put my threaded inserts in. I got a pair in the back, and I bought these a long time ago, probably from AliExpress, but I might have got them from Amazon. And I put them on the back and on the front. Oops, oh, and here's the little winch I printed. It's kind of winch-like, you know. And here are the 2 mounts in the front. Now I could also mount, instead of gluing those on the frame, I could mount them through the holes. I haven't made up my mind about that. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't just glue them on. And if I didn't show you, there are the shifters on the inside. Pretty happy with them. You know, if I had one thing to do over again, I wouldn't make the mistake of gluing the floor pan in until I had the interior completely done. Just kind of a dumb mistake, but it would have been a lot easier to work on it with the whole body top off than it would be with it put together. But nonetheless, I'm reasonably happy with those. Well, there it is, all mounted, and I'm sorry to say I'm not very happy with it. It sits too low in the back or too high in the front, or a combination of both. It is all mounted on. The spare tire swings out, hooks in, that part's all good. That spare's uglier than sin, and it's not going to stay on there, but for now it kind of is what it is. But it just sits way too high, and I don't know why, because when I was sitting it up on by itself, it didn't sit like that. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to figure out why it's sitting so low. Something's not right that I'm gonna have to investigate. Well, this project kind of just went to hell on me really quick. I took the body off, and I was looking for a reason why it was sitting so much higher in the front than it was in the back, and something didn't look right about one of the shocks. So I went to take the shocks off, and I thought I was trying to be careful, and one of the screws broke off right there. And of course it broke off flush, and it's like a 2mm screw, or 1.75, whatever it is. It's tiny. I'm never going to get that out. And then I started to look to see, well, maybe I can just get this part here. And I went to loosen those screws, and even though I was trying to be super careful, now one of those broke. But I guess the next step is to get this the rest of the way off and see if I can get that one out. If I can get that one out, maybe I can just get that part. If not, I'm gonna have to buy an entire replacement axle for it. Oh well, shit happens. What do you do? Okay, so that video with all the broken screws, that was yesterday, and yes, it was very, very frustrating, and it seriously annoyed me, but it's the next day and I'm better now. So the rear axle, the screws that broke in the rear axle here, and here, I have fixed that. I have gotten those out. Those weren't that tough to do. Once I took these screws out and took the plates off of the axle housing itself separated into 2 halves, I could get a hold of it with the vice grips and heat it up and get those screws out. Well, I don't know what thread locker they used on those, but let me tell you, it absolutely requires heat to budge. So, since I saved that, I tried to save this part, and I could do nothing with that screw, that broken off screw in there. It's too tiny. There was no other way to access it. It broke off almost flush. So I've got another one coming. I got on AliExpress. You have to buy these in pairs, and they come with shocks, and they come with a bunch of screws and stuff, and it's like $7, $8 for all of that. So I ordered one, and of course it's AliExpress, so it's going to take, 10, 12 days, maybe even 2 weeks to get those. And of course they were going to charge me shipping because I hadn't ordered $15 worth of stuff. So I ordered a set of oil shocks for it and got free shipping. So it was $7 for the oil shocks, or it was $7 for shipping, one or the other. So I took the oil shocks. So where do I go from here? What can I do while I'm waiting? I'd like to kind of put it back together temporarily so I can figure out why I was having, that level issue with the body and get that sorted out. I can also get the glass, figure out what I'm going to put in the windows for glass. Hey, I'm going to have to leave the back open, I think, or make it openable so I can get to the battery. For right now, until I can get the leveling issue sorted out, the shocks may change that, so I'm not sure about it. I know those shocks fit because one of the customer photos showed them on this chassis, so I know they fit. So it's pretty much going to be piddling around. One thing I'm tempted to do is go to every screw that I haven't attempted to take out yet and try and loosen it. If it doesn't instantly loosen easily, I'm going to have to put heat to it and see if I can get it out. I really don't want to do that, but right now when it's on my mind, I think it's smarter to do it now than it is to wait maybe 6 months down the road when I've forgotten this whole incident. So anyway, that's where I'm at now. I'm not as bummed out as I was yesterday. It's just going to be a matter of waiting a couple of weeks to get those replacement parts. And I'll have the oil shocks, and that's exciting too. And hopefully the body will be even better. I'll come up with a better spare wheel for the back that looks more like those. And we'll go from there. So anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.